Hello, a very good evening to you. Welcome to this edition of News 360, coming to you from our news hub at Adisawe Kanda here in Accra. I am Bernice Abubedu-Lansa. Let's take a look at our headlines.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank, Nero Prime Water.
Night, exclusion allegations surface in final phase of police recruitment process despite applicants claiming to have passed medicals. And Narcotics Control Commission intensifies crackdown on drug trafficking and possession with the arrest of 10 people at Koforidua Technical University. Also in this package, we shine the light on grandparents embracing the role of primary caregivers, the sacrifices they make and the joys they find. And on the international front, the WHO describes current Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo as the worst ever. We've got details of these and more right here, and we're also streaming live on all our social media platforms. You're most welcome. Now, to our very first story, hundreds of prospective police recruits on Saturday, August 1, thronged the Ghana Police Service Training School to receive their appointment letters. However, some applicants claim that despite successfully passing their medical screening, they've been excluded from the final stage of the recruitment process. Speaking to TV3, Director of Human Resource Management at the Ghana Police Service explained the distribution of appointment letters is being carried out in phases.
What is happening exactly about this recruitment process was that we went through all the series of the event from the application, the body selection, the medicals, and today is the final stage. The final stage basically has to do with the validation of the documents of the prospective applicants and then issuance of the appointment letters. And we made them clear, we made them aware that with this process that we are on, what we do is that the TribeNet, which are the software developers who start with the applications, send messages to prospective applicants to come to the police depot and meet us to validate their documents and then issue them with appointment letters. And so you see a lot of people came here who have text messages and we are dealing with them. Some don't have the text messages, though they went through medicals and then they were congratulated, as you said. But we made them aware that it's going to be in stages.
So it's not the end of the road for them. They're not receiving the message, even though they've passed their medicals.
We explained to them on several occasions that it's going to be instead the first phase of the recruitment process. After this, decision will be taken again, and then we'll go to the second phase. And on the second phase, which I invite them.
Some also did say that yes, they receive message to come pick their appointment letters, but they go here and their names are not in the system.
All has been updated. That is why we are tackling it. If you come here in the morning, all here is full. But you see that we've done a whole lot. We've tackled a whole lot. We've served everybody. If your name is in the data, if you have the text message to come from TribeNet.
So is there a case that there could be some scammers who will also be scamming some of these young ones?
Definitely, you know, when it comes to the system of this sort, somebody wanted to take advantage of the system.
So that's why you have to validate it from your system.
We have to validate it from the system. We should make sure that we look on your documents and make sure that your documents are appropriate.
Very well.
Then we can issue with appointment letter.
Final words to the applicant.
I want the applicants to know the teeming youth who apply to the Ghana Police Service and then the other institutions, because we are all under the agency of the Ministry of Interior. And there's a decision taken that those who have applied in the various institutions, it's not going to be the end of the road for them. especially where you've passed your exams, went through the medicals, definitely you'll be called. But it's going to be in phases. And this is exactly the phase 1 that you are seeing today. So after the phase 1, there's more opportunity for them again to come in for the phase 2.
So that's the Director of Human Resource at the Ghana Police Service, COP Frederick Blagoji, speaking to my colleague Joseph Armstrong there, bringing some clarity to concerns raised by prospective recruits. We'll be following this story and furnish you with more details much later. Now, the Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC, has intensified its crackdown on illegal drug trafficking with a major operation at the Koforidua Technical University. 10 people, comprising 9 men and 1 woman, were arrested Friday night for allegedly distributing cannabis and cannabis-infused drinks during the university's SRC Week celebrations. NACOC says the arrests follow an intelligence-led operation after it received credible information that illegal drug activities were taking place on campus during the said event. Items seized include wraps of suspected cannabis, as well as cups of ice cream, bottles of pineapple juice, sobolo, fresh palm wine, and other beverages believed to have been laced with the narcotic. According to the Commission, preliminary field tests on the exhibits indicated the presence of cannabis, raising concerns the products were being sold to students and other revelers. The 10 suspects remain in NACOC custody as investigations continue to determine the full extent of the alleged operation and to identify any other persons linked to the suspected drug distribution network. The Court of Appeal's decision to acquit and discharge former Maslok CEO Sedina Tamaklo Ationu has sparked fresh debate over accountability, corruption and the interpretation of the law. While private legal practitioner Martin Pibu agrees with some experts of the decision, the New Patriotic Party's Director of Communications, Richard Ahiangba, says the focus must be on the fight against corruption. Here are highlights on this weekend's edition of Key Point.
The Court of Appeal's decision to acquit and discharge former Maslok Chief Executive Officer Sedina Tamaklo Ationu generated varied legal options. Speaking of the key points, private legal practitioner Martin Pibu said while he agrees with significant aspects of the ruling, questions surrounding the alleged receipt of 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash may still require further legal scrutiny. He added that differing interpretations of the law are common among legal practitioners.
It depends on your philosophy as a lawyer or as a judge. You see, so there is some room for discretion. Yes, this one has a different view, the other one has another. So he has quoted his, that's meaning that that's how he would have dealt with it, right? But he's not the judge. When the NPP administration took over, Oforiatta renegotiated the contract. If he knew that the contract is so terrible, is so bad, the overinflation, etc., deal with it legally to abrogate. So after renegotiating, how do you come back and still settle down with the consequences of that contract? If they were charging Oforiatta for it, then it would have been a different matter.
For his part, the Director of Communications for the MPP, Richard Ahiangba, called for the discussion on the matter to move beyond personalities and instead focus on the broader national effort to combat corruption.
We are nitpicking and looking for grounds to acquit an individual in that exercise where we are collectively in agreement that we want to deter people from abusing their offices, leveraging their offices for personal end. If you are a government that campaign that you are coming to fight corruption, one of your persons who have been jailed or convicted of a crime, you have found grounds to absolve the person from accountability, and you think that Ghanaians outraged about that? You think that a government would just sit back and say, well, I do what I do? This thing is political, we can see it.
Commenting on the recent constitutional reform proposals, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Professor Ransford Jampo, supported the extension of Ghana's presidential term from 4 to 5 years. He argued that the current 4-year tenure leaves governments with limited time to fully implement their development agenda before attention shifts to the next election cycle.
Martin talks about the fact that you may have shadow people who may be given the chance to act before people are selected and vetted and all that. But you read Plato. Governance of a developing country is too serious a business to be left into the hands of just anybody. Shadow people. If you get the wrong leader and then you give him a lot of time, then it means you are perpetuating, you are prolonging harm on yourself. But at the same time, if you get a good leader who needs some time to fix things, we should be able to also allow that. I think that 5 years will be good. It will not give leaders too much time, okay? But at the same time, it is not also too short.
With legal interpretations still being debated and constitutional reform proposals under consideration, attention now turns to the courts, policymakers, and the constitutional review process, where decisions taken could have far-reaching implications for governance and accountability.
Still, while on the issue of the proposed 5-year presidential term, Director of IT and Elections at the NDC, Rashid Tanko Computer, believes that particular time limit will help anyone elected as president implement long-term development programs. He was commenting on government's position on the Constitution Review Committee's recommendations.
92 up to now, as the way some of the articles, if you look at it, it doesn't help. It's not helping the country at all. And one of the most important one that I've seen gleans through is moving the tenure of the office of the president from 4 years to 5 years. It's something that I'm so happy with it, to give the president ample time to implement his projects, programs, and all that for the benefit of the country. 4 years is too short to implement such laudable ideas that the presidents will always want to implement for the country. So it's a good one. Another one that we've seen is the capping of parliament to 300. It's well intentioned. At least additional 24 will be added to the current stock, and that one will take care of the women and disabled persons as well as the youth. It means they are also now getting their own constituents. I mean, it will increase their representation in parliament. Currently, you see that we are not getting more of the women in parliament. But with this additional 24, that is going to be geared towards bringing them in, women, disabled persons, and then the youth. It's laudable. And then the presidency, the age of a candidate to be a president.
Let's bring you some other stories now on News 360. And earlier today, the Kantamanta market was busy with trading activities despite the observance of the National Sanitation Day. Speaking to TV3, some traders explained holding the cleanup exercise on a major trading day makes it difficult for them to participate. They say they cannot afford to suspend their business activities.
And here at Katamanto, behind me, you see how busy the place is. Well, today is supposed to be National Sanitation Day, and there was a strict instruction that all shops within the Mokola Katamanto Agogloshi area to close down at least until 12 p.m. before shops are opened. But here in Katamanto, you see how busy the stretch is. We'd have to find out from them what exactly the situation is, why they are not engaged in a cleanup exercise, and is it a case of not being interested in the exercise? Madam, at the saying, Madam, you're more 12, you're about 10. And there, you're cleanup exercise.
Oh, yes, you're the and then you went out for phones or movie, but no, so I'm about to us.
You're up to 12. You're more 12, I've about 10.
Okay, Henry, I had the top 4. Tiya no ye fife na ya ba to ye so mu bi. Na ye
anum se be am moye djuma kra mo nye djuma bia wa ha.
Oh, ana pe de ay kakra wa ha.
Mo kakra pe.
Mpocha.
I'll talk to others. Boss, when you mean Kasa? One year cleaner peasants, Nibi.
What's it?
1 year cleaner peasants.
Clean up, yeah, Saturday, you know. Yeah, and comedy. I can't send the yes, I ain't here. And you're ready. It's here, it's 2 o'clock, and your shade. It's 2 o'clock, and your shade. I must about to stand now, be SOS and a comedy. I chance you Sunday.
I'm hearing that the task force are on their way here. So you see how people are trying to collect their goods to Libya, meaning they are aware of what they are doing. It's not right, but of course, they are saying today is their major market day, hence they cannot stop their day and go and do cleanup exercise. So what many of them have been saying to us is that if the government can change the day of the National Sanitation Day to any other day, they will really help with the sanitation exercise. But as it stands now, Saturday is a major market day. You want to say that?
Major market day for here, Accra Central. Here be major market day. Normal day be here. Market center for here, Accra, Saturday, today. Saturday.
So today they can't do sanitation?
No. Today, sanitation, no sanitation. But sanitation, we finish all the sanitation. So you have to do it well.
So the government would have to, going forward, maybe consult more with these traders and see if indeed the day can be changed so that all these hundreds of traders, customers, buyers you see right behind me will all partake in the National Sanitation Day.
Well, the mayor of Accra, Nikpapo Alote, has been responding to the calls by traders for the day to be changed, and he says the schedule will remain.
The National Sanitation Day has come to stay.
So many of them are also saying that the day falls on a national or a major market day when it comes to Mokola, Agloshi, and Katamanto. So they want the day to be changed to other days. Is it something that the Assembly would want to think about and reconsider?
No, I don't think so, because if flood is coming, it doesn't know a special day. Flood doesn't know a special day. Flood doesn't know whether today is a market day or not. So once the President has declared, Your Excellency has declared that every first Saturday in the month is a National Sanitation Day, we should leave it as such and abide by the laws.
So what are your policies when it comes to sanitation within the municipality?
The 24-hour cleaning, 24-hour sweeping, the night rubbish collection, and we brought new compactors. Now we have brought new sanitation officers that we use to say tankers, and very soon we are going to employ more of the youth to join the tankers or the sanitation officers.
So
God bless you.
Now you know that the rains we will have in September, October, the city is ready for any rain.
Yes, we are working. We want to make sure that we will not have any flood in the city. So we are working very hard. That's why we will enforce the laws to work. If you don't want to work, we have to enforce you to work, because we don't want any flood anywhere again.
No, thank you so much, Honorable.
Thank you.
Let me talk to the MC for the Clote Kole municipality. I've seen that you've joined your colleague doing this exercise. I'm sure, obviously, we've been to your municipality as well. We've seen that cleaning is going on there. You want to tell us about some of the plans you also have within your municipality?
Oh, we did most of the work today around the major streets, the principal streets, by cleaning the curbs area, at least to make sure the sand and silt don't get back into the gutters. And then also along where we are now, we ensure that the women are not here to sell, or rather to help to clean.
So we are ready as an assembly?
Yeah, we are ready. And we'll continue. The sanitation days come to stay. We have to sensitize our people that every first Saturday in the month is for us to clean together.
Away from the central business district, it's a disaster on two fronts for the people of Jema and surrounding communities in the Western North region. A highway paid for has never been built, and rivers have been poisoned by illegal mining. But what is different is that the people are not waiting anymore. Irama Smith traveled the notorious Ilubo Inchi Road and found a community drawing the line. Here's her report.
This stretch of road was meant to be a major highway, a lifeline connecting communities to markets, schools, hospitals, and the rest of the country. Instead, it is a nightmare of gaping potholes, severe erosion, and roads so dangerous that commercial drivers have simply given up and abandoned the route. For the people of Jema, Boinso, Asemkrom, and other communities along this corridor, it is their everyday life, a constant battle against mud, broken vehicles, and isolation. The 71.25-kilometer road was awarded under the government's flagship Big Push infrastructure program. In September 2020, then President Nana Akufo-Addo personally cut the sword to mark its beginning, backed by $116 million from Cocoa Board.
Yes, Rano said, Pamaya Quanamaya, Yahutre, Yaqueribu, Tanyamwa, Oman Planka, Yaka, Maya, Akadasoda. Yafam water 1.5, Ansana, Yatumiapo,
This has infuriated the new Roads and Highways Minister Kwame Governs Agboja. During a recent site inspection, he uncovered a staggering fact. Contractor Top International Engineering Limited had received a mobilization fee of 80.2 million cedis back in December 2025, yet had precious little to show for it. He did not mince words.
This contractor has been on this road for ages. And it's not new, doesn't need to mobilize. He's always been here. Frankly speaking, if not because of the fact that we paid this contractor 80.2 million Ghana cedi mobilization, I would have terminated their contract right now.
But the road is not the only tragedy unfolding here. This other crisis is poisoning lives in silence. The Boyne River, the lifeblood of these communities, has been ravaged by Galamsey. With waters poisoned by mercury and other toxic chemicals, clean drinking water is becoming scarcer by the day. Families are falling sick, children are drinking poison, public health is hanging by a thread. In June 2024, the steel bridge spanning the Boyne River collapsed under the weight of decay and neglect. Today, residents cross the river on a flimsy wooden contraption, gripping a rope stretched bank to bank as a makeshift zip line. It is dangerous, unstable, and a haunting reminder of all they have lost.
And an affair, Papa Omusi and Swadra, Uncotona Mucosto, Obebana on Swayama. So say, I wouldn't swat to cry, senior. Obebana, I have buying at a champ one good swine.
But this is where the story takes a surprising turn. While neighboring communities have watched their rivers turn brown and toxic, Jema has refused to yield. That resolve has kept their streams completely clean, drinkable, safe. Determined to witness this firsthand, the news team embarks on an exploratory trip to the stream, where both children and adults are fetching water.
Galamsey and I Galamsey is yes, Yampe. It's not used to near Camano.
Yampe Galamsey. You soon, Galamsey, I am sure nothing. It say, ye Jaya, Uko Fuma, Anona, Yadi Pico, Yaguko Poso, Anona, yes, I would be in Anamsantia, Yampe Galamsey.
At the entrance of Jema, A billboard stands tall, a warning, a statement, and a promise all in one. No illegal mining activities on Jema lands. You do so at your own risk. It is not just a sign, it is a declaration of survival. While the government battles to fix the road and crack down on illegal mining, the people of Jema have shown that change doesn't always have to come from above. Sometimes it starts with a community that simply refuses to give up. Irama Smith, TV3 News, Jema, Western North Region.
And in our studios here at Desawe Kanda, I am Bernice Abubedulansa. Let's head to the UK now. We're receiving some rather disturbing information, and organizers of the Ghana Party in the PAC have released a statement indicating that the edition, which was supposed to be underway as we speak, featuring Shatta Wale, has been temporarily paused due to a major incident there. This news flying all over social media, concerns about a stampede, a possible loss of lives and injuries. Thankfully, we've been able to reach Nana Seedorf. He is with the Type 1 Security Limited in the UK. We understand that the UK police has asked for the program to be suspended. Emergency service providers are also there. Nana, what can you tell us? First off, let's clarify the issues of a stampede and fears of a loss of lives. What exactly happened?
Okay, let me greet your listeners and your viewers. So going straight to the point, what exactly happened was, probably I would say it's due to the probably opening time. I think we were supposed to open like 2, but due to 1 or 2 H's from the council, which like they prefer like everything to be how they want it, even though we also come with the idea of this is how it's supposed to go. So it's kind of like back and forth. So that makes the event like the time of opening the gate delayed a bit. So the front was a bit packed. So the front was a big part. And also, as you know, as Ghanaians, sometimes our patience, sometimes it's not helping, especially when it comes to our event.
Right.
Like we normally do oversee.
So Nana, you are confirming that there was no stampede and no persons are feared dead or injured?
No, there was stampede, but there was no dead, or there was no dead, but there was stampede. There were some people who also had some serious injuries. About 7 people who were supposed to be rushed with the ambulance to the A&E. So yes, there was some injuries. There was stampede due to push and pull, and a lot of people also have lost their phones, properties, and yes. So it's actually a bad day.
So I have a statement from the organizers of the Ghana Party in the PAC right in front of me. They are asking persons not to travel or come to the festival site until further notice. You are providing security in the area. Do you get an indication that the program will resume anytime soon? What is the conversation between the council and organizers looking like?
No, for now, the program has hold. We've closed the place down, sound, everything is down. All the vendors are packing their stuff out. There's no way there's going to be any second of any program anymore. The day had been ended already. Actually, the program's supposed to finish at 8. And looking at the time now, I think it's almost past 8 in the UK here. So you've already exceeded your time. So there's no way we could say like that nothing's going to happen. The stage is already coming down. Sounds, everything is like all the vendors. There's no way the show is going to be continued.
So Nana, the program didn't start at all.
No, it started, but this incident happened around, I think, somewhere around between 5:30 to 6. That's where this incident started. The program started, the music, everything was going on, normal, and all of a sudden there was a fire outbreak which was caused by the gas. I think the lead was not properly locked, so we don't know, for some reason the flame just came up, burning the gazebos, the canopies around, moving from one. So that was how the chaos started. So people were started running, finding their way out, and whilst the gate also, people tries to force themselves through the security gate.
Right. So the commotion began with a fire incident.
I would say that that's where the commotion began.
Right. And at the time this happened, the main artist, who is Shatta Wale, was not on stage yet.
No. Tata had never been around. I think it was Wendy Shea and Kujo Black who were about to perform. So they were at the backstage when this incident happened. I saw medicals outside. He never even get a chance to come in because at that time they need to hold all the gates. They were not allowing no one to come in. They were not allowing no one to go out. It was just about the police, the ambulance, it's a bit chaos, man. It's not a good.
Right. Finally, with you, Nana, you mentioned that those who were injured were rushed to an ambulance on site. Do you know if their injuries required a transfer to the hospital or they were treated there and discharged?
Yes, some were treated here, and I think some also were being transported to the hospital.
Right, Nana, we'll leave it here for now. Thank you so much for giving us all this information. Nana Seedorf is with a security company that was providing services at that program by those who would organize the Ghana party in the park. We understand that there was an incident, and we are just learning that it was a fire incident that led to a commotion resulting in a stampede. And the council, made up of its security services and emergency services, decided to call off the program. But the organizers are saying that it has been temporarily paused. We'll wait to see what they say as to whether it will proceed as planned or will be rescheduled. You're watching News 360 right here on TV3. Let's focus on some other stories now. A growing number of grandparents in Ghana are now taking on the responsibility of raising the next generation as more parents navigate demanding work schedules and childcare challenges. Grace Hamo-Ajuman in this report explores the sacrifices, joys and realities of grandparents who stepped into the role of primary caregivers.
It is 6 a.m. and 58-year-old Auntie Augustina is getting her grandchildren ready for school. One would have thought that at her age, she would have escaped the demands of early morning routines and enjoyed her retirement. But she tells me she's been raising her grandchildren for the past 4 years.
Ebi omo awofoti ni baby omo ko adwuma no emuwa nti me yamadwen say meboa wom e wo san kwan me so.
My children were starting their families and they needed help with raising the children. And since I was available, I stood in.
Even
From school runs to hospital visits, she continues to answer the call of caregiving.
What we feel for our grandchildren is very, very special, and that explains how we raise them.
But even on days when school is on vacation, grandparents remain on duty. And that was how I met 64-year-old Auntie Maggi, who had come to get ice cream for her two grandsons.
And I'm a cousin of Fowl below to an account, and then call our mother to say, yeah, pencils, your money pencil.
Because of the stories of some nannies maltreating children, I have availed myself for my grandchildren.
She tells me it is a natural responsibility.
I combine gentle parenting and correction to ensure that I am raising them well, just as I raised my children.
Grandparents are increasingly stepping forward as primary caregivers amid the demanding work schedules of parents and concerns over experiences with external caregivers or nannies.
When my baby was 1 year, 1 month, then she said, because of the new baby, I think, let me help you with the first child. If not, you'll be straight. Because myself, I'm not here with my husband. I'm from Volta. I work there. And honestly, she is doing a great job.
In October 2025, the Airport Divisional Police arrested 2 residential nannies Francisca Boachi and Harriet Ansa, for allegedly systematically abusing 2-year-old twin boys in Accra. The nannies confessed to administering a heavily sedating drug to the toddlers without their mother's knowledge in order to keep them asleep for hours. Also in 2021, caregiver Clara Anyani Ampa was remanded into police custody following the death of an 11-month-old baby. CCTV footage captured the worker roughly handling and force-feeding the child, which eventually led to fatal suffocation. But, according to the head of the Social Workers Association, families must consider engaging professional caregivers.
We have to also consider our parents of their age and other things. So having them supervise the nanny is the best. Yes, because if the grandmother is there and there's something going on, she can talk about it. So let us not leave the job entirely for the nannies to do.
Some parents also spoke to us about the difference grandparents make.
If you try to be a present father, it's difficult. It's very difficult. But I mean, I thank grandma a lot. I don't know what she does for us. I can't quantify it. So one thing I am very, very grateful for is the fact that, you know, we decided that we wanted our son to know how to speak the local language. And grandma has been of great, help in that regard.
The Pediatric Society of Ghana indicates that the presence of grandparents can be beneficial to both grandparents and their grandchildren. Dr. Hilda Mantibia Boy, president of the Pediatric Society of Ghana, explains.
Parent stages, or when they are above 60 in Ghana, many people are retired. And so having children to care for keeps them active. It keeps them moving up and down, exercising in a way, and the communication with the children also helps them to prevent them from getting depressed. It helps to keep their minds active as well. So it is good that grandparents are able to provide support in the home.
And for these two grandmothers, the experience has been no different.
They say me money nyina ya mpanimfo. They say me de me nananom mbom aye memba. Agro me ne me nananom di no, mentimi ne memba no endi sa agro no.
They are now my companions, and that is good for my well-being.
Me yese de madano na omo fefe meni. Grandma sorry na me no mu di agro sa.
Do ji jimani so asam be kan bi esre. Do mbe akire mi bia ti ma dwendwen so.
My grandchildren are my source of joy, and that is good for my mental health.
Dr. Hilda Boy calls for balance, adding that child nurturing goes beyond the provision of material needs.
Most importantly, they need to make time to be with their children and to care for them. It's not just about, I've provided money, I've bought this for them, I've paid their fees. No, it's child nurturing, caring for children goes way beyond that.
As families continue to navigate the challenges of modern parenting in the face of busy work schedules and uncertainty, the stories of Auntie Maggi and Auntie Augustina show a glimmer of hope. For these women, parenting never ends, and for their little ones, the presence of grandma means safety. Grace Hamwajiman, TV3 News, Accra.
And I think it's a good time to say thank you to all the grandparents who are holding the fort. You're greatly appreciated. You're watching News 360 with me, Bernice Abubedu Lanza. Here's what the weather will look like this evening.
Weather News segment is brought to you by Syntex Tank.
Vice-Chancellor of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor Christian Ejare, to lead with humility, integrity, and a strong sense of responsibility. Speaking at the investiture ceremony in Kumasi, the Asante said Professor Ejare's tenure will be measured by the lasting impact he makes on the university, its students, and nation.
Holding the office of Vice-Chancellor.
Holding the office of Vice-Chancellor.
The mantle of leadership has changed hands at one of Ghana's premier universities. Professor Christian Ejare is now officially at the helm of KNUST as its 13th Vice-Chancellor. But for the Asantine and Chancellor of the university, the new office is a sacred trust that comes with responsibility to generations yet unborn.
The true measure of leadership is not in undoing what others have begun, but in preserving what has proven valuable, improving what requires attention, and creating new opportunities for those who will come after. As you begin this important journey, I want you to reflect on this. The office that you're now going to occupy confers authority, but authority alone does not inspire confidence. People willingly follow leaders who listen before they speak, who consult before they decide, and who respect those they lead. Every policy, every decision, every investment, and every reform must ultimately enhance teaching, learning, research, innovation, and service to society.
Chief of Staff Dr. Julius Debra also challenged the new administration to ensure that knowledge generated at KNUST translates into innovation, enterprise, and jobs.
Ghana cannot continue to depend heavily on exporting raw materials and importing finished products. We must manufacture more of what we consume and add value to what we produce and build Ghanaian enterprises capable of competing across Africa and beyond. But factories do not run on policy statements. Industries grow through knowledge, technology, skilled people, patient investment, and practical innovation. KNUST must help provide this.
Professor Christian Ejare, in his address, outlined an ambitious vision anchored on artificial intelligence, innovation, strategic partnerships, and financial sustainability.
The universities that harness AI thoughtfully, boldly, responsibly, today will define the landscape of global higher education tomorrow. KNUST will be named among them. KNUST was built to serve Ghana, but our excellence belongs to the world. Let us together ensure the world knows it.
For the new Vice-Chancellor, the challenge is to protect KNUST's legacy, embrace the future, and ensure the university's knowledge and innovation directly improve lives.
Now, the Commissioner of SHRAJ, Dr. Joseph Whittle, has charged the new cohort of the NIBS University to carry leadership roles with integrity and purpose. He spoke during the graduation ceremony held at the school, which saw over 20 professionals across various fields walk the stage of prestige.
A total of 28 students graduated across various programs, including Doctor of Business Administration, Doctor of Business Leadership, Master of FinTech Management, and Executive Master of Business Administration. For the graduates, this moment is more than a cap and gown. It proved that advanced education is still one of the surest paths to shaping decisions that matter in boardrooms, in policy, and across communities. Dr. George Nanejikum Donko is the Chancellor of the university.
NIBS University has continued to strengthen its reputation as a university dedicated to academic excellence, entrepreneurial thinking, industrial relevance, and ethical leadership. True excellence lies in the ability to think critically, solve complex problems, collaborate across cultures, embrace innovation, and to prepare leaders capable of navigating uncertainty and shaping a better future. And this is what NIBS University seeks to achieve.
The guest speaker echoed message of leadership with purpose, charging the cohort to be society's change makers.
And to every graduate, regardless of degree, NIBS University did not train you merely to earn a living, as it trained you, as it trained me, to exercise judgment in service of something larger than yourself, your family, your organization, your country, and increasingly a world that is watching Africa's next generation of leaders with real attention.
NIBS University positions itself as Africa's premier executive doctoral school, running doctoral, EMBA, and executive development program for professionals across the continent. Today's graduates now join its growing network of alumni, driving leadership and innovation across Africa.
Now, Nestle Ghana has reaffirmed that it is the choice when it comes to flavor in Ghanaian dishes. The company relaunched its Maggi Dedede tablet, the latest addition to a seasoning brand that's been a staple in Ghanaian homes for decades, with a series of activities set to celebrate authentic Ghanaian cuisine across all 16 regions.
It was a vibrant taste of culture mixed with excitement as Nestle Ghana, a brand known in almost every West and Central African home, relaunched the Maggi Dedede tablet and Taste of Ghana tour. Maggi tablet are a top household seasoning staple, made in popular variants like shrimp, chicken, and now Dedede. Maggi Dedede brings together local taste with natural ingredients like fish, shrimp, and garlic. Mark Ochri is the category manager at Nestle Ghana.
Our main aim as a brand is really to ensure that families, friends, groups, colleagues are able to have the best of fun around food moments. When it comes to seasoning of our foods, Maggi stands at number one. And Maggi Dedede is the hero brand. And I'm asking that everyone who wants to have that beautiful moment around food should always go for Maggi Dedede.
Margarita Amon re-echoed what the tour means to both the brand and Ghanaians.
Ghana has a lot of rich culture, it has a lot of landmarks, it has a lot of good people, and it has a lot of good food. This is what we have not been able to emphasize. And we want to use this opportunity to let people know about the culture, the people, the food. Dedede is that one tablet that gives you all the you need in your food.
Maggi is one of many food staples made by Nestle Ghana and has been a fixture in households for decades, tapping into the growing appetite among its consumers that is both nutritious and healthy.
Me and Maggi, so good together.
The sports news segment is brought to you by Sasso Insecticide Spray and Coil.
In sports news tonight, Ghana's Black Queens face Cameroon on Sunday in a decisive Group D showdown at the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, with top sport on the line after both sides won their opening matches. Ahead of the crucial clash, head coach Kim Lars believes Cameroon will be a hard nut to crack, but he says his team is fully prepared and determined to deliver another strong performance for the nation.
Did what we should in the first game. We took the 3 points and we moved on. We did good things. We did things that we can learn from and improve. Tomorrow, with respect for Cap Verde, it's going to be one level up, I expect. We're going to play against a good Cameroon team, a Cameroon team with experienced players, with the quality. They have a good balance, so they also have young, hungry players. And I know Dimitri that also have been coming into the team, and I guess that will help them as well, that they're going to be potentially more organized. So I think it's going to be a tough one.
GTP. Entertainment news segment is brought to you by GTP Lifestyle
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Ghana's Most Beautiful is celebrating 20 years of promoting Ghanaian culture, tradition and womanhood. To mark the milestone, TV3 has brought together renowned traditional musician Michael Adangba and singer-songwriter Enam to record the official anniversary theme song. 3 Entertainment caught up with the two artists who shared their excitement about the collaboration and what it means to be part of GMB's historic celebration.
The collaboration blends traditional and modern Ghanaian music while reflecting the spirit of Ghana's Most Beautiful, a show that has promoted culture, unity and the tradition of Ghana's 16 regions for the past 20 years. Enam described the opportunity to work with Adangba as one of the biggest moments of her career, saying she felt proud, lucky and grateful to have been chosen for the collaboration.
You know, it's so overwhelming. I feel so proud, I feel so lucky, and I feel so grateful, like, to be chosen to do this collaboration with him. Working with him was just so smooth. It just felt like we've been working forever. I learned so much from him. Yo, this is a legend.
Speaking about the inspiration behind the song, Enam said it goes beyond the pageants and celebrates women across Ghana, Africa and the world. She believes the song honors the strength, resilience and contributions of women to society.
This is a very big project. It's not just composing a song for Ghana's Most Beautiful. It goes way beyond that. This song is here to celebrate all the women in the world, all the women that know that their voices matter. This song is not just a Ghana's Most Beautiful song, but it is a moment for us to rise and shine and be the best version of ourselves as women.
For Adangba, returning to compose another theme song for GMB was a joyful experience.
20 years is not a joke. It's good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy to be among the people that promoted this program till now. I feel good.
The legendary musician whose iconic Banga Wingo became synonymous with GMB said he is proud that the show continues to celebrate the country's diverse traditions and cultural heritage.
When you listen to it, one thing that touched my heart is all of us are winners. We don't have losers and then winners. So this is what I like about the song. You know, 16 regions, we marry each other. We learn something from other regions and all that. I like the message, instrumentation, you know, everything about the song. I love it.
The official theme song is expected to feature throughout the anniversary season, with the Ghana's Most Beautiful 20th Anniversary Gala set to take place on Sunday, August 2, 2026 at the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra.
Join us at 8 p.m. sharp at Adisa Pavilion within the prestigious Labadi Beach Hotel on 2nd August 2026.
To make it with us tomorrow at 8 p.m., the Ghana's Most Beautiful at 20 launch and gala will be live right here on TV3. Time now to bring you international news updates.
The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo is the biggest in the country's history, the World Health Organization has said. As of 30th July, there were 3,605 confirmed cases, including 1,587 deaths, a fatality rate of 44%. The current outbreak is caused by the Bundibugyo strain of the virus. It was declared on 15th May 2026 and surpasses the previous biggest outbreak between 2018 and 2020, which had nearly 3,500 recorded cases, of whom almost 2,300 died.
Thank you so much for your company on this edition of News 360. There's more news when you log on to 3news.com and more news updates as well on all our social media platforms. We are TV3 Ghana. I am Bernice Abubedu Lansa. Do have a good evening.